Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Trading Chief. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I cover biopharmaceutical stocks that have upcoming FDA reviews, and I also cover stock mergers. And tonight, I plan on releasing two videos, one of each, a stock merger and a biopharmaceutical company. And I'm hoping to have it out before pre-market, but I'm running a little late. I've got about 30 minutes to get both of them out, so we'll see what we can do. The company we're going to be taking a look at today is the ticker is GSK, or Glaxosmithkline. Just a quick overview of them. GSK PLC is a healthcare company which engages in the research, development, and manufacture of pharmaceutical medicines, vaccines, and consumer healthcare products. It operates through the following segments: commercial operations, research and development, and consumer healthcare. And I just want to be clear, right? I said that it's 9:30 my time, and I get about 30 minutes. I'm in Hawaii, so pre-market for me starts at 10 p.m. And like I said, it's currently 9:28. So I just wanted to clarify that. Um, GSK has a FDA review coming up on June 16th for its drug momelotinib. I don't know how to pronounce that, but we're going to take a look at it. I had a hard time finding the phase 3 study for it, and come to find out, it was underneath another company that GSK ended up buying out in June 30th of 2022. But the phase 3 trial, as you can see, is right here, and this is from January 25th of 2022. And it says Sierra Oncology says late stage trial for momelotinib and myelofibrosis met key goals. Announced that the company pivotal phase 3 study for its oral JAK inhibitor, momelotinib, or MMB, as a second line option in myelofibrosis met all of its primary and key secondary endpoints with statistical significance. I say this in a lot of videos. I try my best to find the phase 3 data, because the phase 3 data is what the company is going to send to the Food and Drug Administration. And based off of what the phase 3 data says, because it doesn't say everything, you don't get the chart analysis and everything else like the FDA does. But based off of what the phase 3 data says, whether if it met its primary and secondary goals, which this does, which it says right here, you can kind of determine how the FDA is going to lean and know if it's this the drug is going to be approved through the FDA or not. So I always like to look at that to try to give us a good understanding of what is going on with the FDA, or what they're looking at. And it says, now that I've opened it up, it says the momentum study involved patients who were symptomatic and anemic despite prior treatment with an approved JAK inhibitor. Based on top-line data for 195 patients, the primary endpoint of total symptom score, TSS, of 50% was found to be 25% in the MMB arm versus 9% in the control arm. Secondary endpoints of transfusion independence and splenic response rate, SRR, is greater than 35%, stood at 31% and 23% in the MMB arm versus 20% and 3% in the control arm, respectively. So there's significant differences. However, the rates of grade 3 or worse adverse events and serious treatment emergent adverse events were found to be 54% and 35% in the MMB arm versus 65% and 40% in the control arm. So the grade 3 or worse adverse events was lower based off the GSK arm versus whatever control arm they were comparing the medicine to. A conference call on trial results is scheduled for today at 8 a.m. Again, this was January 25th of 2022. After a brief halt, Sierra Oncology shares have resumed the trading to climb more than 67% on an above-average volume. The company plans to present the full data set at an upcoming medical meeting and submit a new drug application for MMB and myelofibrosis in Q2 of 2022. So there was that one. Um, And then it says Sierra Oncology announces achieved statistically significant benefit or symptoms. Symptoms, anemia, and splenic size in the pivotal momentum study for myelofibrosis, right? Like pretty much just covers the same stuff that I already read to you with a little more scientific um, stuff in there. So I'm not going to go over all that, but you're free to look at it. We're going to go up and we're going to look at the next news article, which was Sierra Oncology announces oral presentation of momelotinib in the pivotal phase 3 data at the European Hematology Association annual meeting. So they went and discussed it there, which doesn't really concern us. Like it's going through, so it's going to have an FDA review and then it's going to have an EMA review. Um, so that's the only reason why they went to the European Union. It says next one's going to be on 5/26. It says momelotinib pivotal phase 3 data receives oral presentation at the American Society of uh, Clinical Oncology annual meeting. And then on 6/17, which is June 17th of 2022, this is right before GSK, they merged with GSK. It says Sierra Oncology announced the submission of new drug application for momelotinib to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Right. So they submitted it. It says Sierra Oncology, or SRRA, a late-stage biopharmaceutical company on a mission to deliver transformative therapies for rare cancers, today announced that the company has submitted a new drug application to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration for momelotinib. It's a JAK1 and JAK2 inhibitor in development for the treatment of myelofibrosis. The NDA submission is based on the results from several phase 2 and phase 3 studies, including the recent completed momentum study. As with all new drug applications, the company expects the FDA to respond as to whether the submission is accepted within 60 days. Assuming the submission is accepted and subsequent approval is granted, commercial launch of momelotinib is anticipated in 2023. So there's that. And then the next one we're going to look at is right here. And this, as you see, it switches from Sierra to GSK. And it says FDA accepts the momelotinib drug. And then the last one we're going to look at is this one right here. And it says GSK bone marrow cancer therapy, momelotinib shows efficacy in 1-year trial data. And it says GSK said 48-week data from a study showed that the momelotinib maintained total symptom response, transfusion independence, and splenic response in the majority of patients with myelofibrosis who responded to treatment during the first 24 weeks. The British pharma giant reported 48-week data from a phase 3 trial called Momentum, which evaluated momelotinib versus danazol in patients with myelofibrosis who were symptomatic and anemic and had been previously treated with an approved JAK inhibitor. The trial had met its key goal, and the results were presented in January. Myelofibrosis is a type of bone marrow cancer which disrupts the body's normal production of blood cells, leading to severe anemia. GSK said the new analysis from the study also showed that TI response with momelotinib at week 24 was linked with overall survival. The data presented today reinforced the potential of momelotinib as a treatment option with a favorable impact on myelofibrosis symptoms and spleen volume, as well as an on blood transfusion due to anemia. The most common grade 3 or greater treatment emergent adverse events in the open label period, similar to the double blind period, were thrombocytopenia, or low blood platelets, 9% for the continuous momelotinib treatment group, and 15% for the danazol to momelotinib arm. And anemia, 9% for the continuous momelotinib treatment group, and 2% for the danazol to the momelotinib arm. And then it goes on to say momelotinib is currently under review in the U.S. and EU, which is, I already covered that with the Sierra Oncology group. So it's got positive data. I think it's favorably going to be approved. At this point, the FDA has not requested an AdCon, so I am fairly certain that this one will be approved. I don't know where the price is going to move on this because Sierra is not. I'm sorry, GSK is much larger than Sierra was. So the last move was from Sierra Oncology, where it moved 65%. I don't think it's going to do anything close to that. You might see this move up $3 or $4. It would be my best guess on GSK. So that's all I have. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Consider hitting that like and subscribe button, and come check us out in the Discord. I post all this stuff up prior to uploading this information on YouTube, because it takes me a while to record and edit everything. So again, thanks, and have a good trading day.